And good morning, folks. We are now live on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and TikTok. And good morning. My name is Mark Beggs. Welcome to my weekday morning show from 7:30 for about 20 minutes. We talk about different things, different challenges, based on my experience of working for myself for nearly just over 30 years. So this show, if you're self-employed, if you're in senior management, if you're in management, you're managing a team of people, this show is for you, okay? And it's great to have you on board. It's great to have you here. I really appreciate it. As I said, we are live on a number of mediums. So we are live on, we should be live on Facebook, YouTube, and I'm just going here, and yeah. So thanks for joining me. I really appreciate it. I really do. This morning, I just want to talk to you about something, especially on Monday morning. If you're working for yourself, Monday morning can be a difficult morning because you have an awful lot on your plate, an awful lot of things to do today, an awful lot of things to get ready. So Monday is a difficult day for a lot of people on the Monday morning. So it's important that you start off right on the Monday. And one of the things we do on a Monday is when I mentor people, I do workshops, we do what we call the ladder of goals. And what the ladder of goals is very simple. If you're on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, you probably have seen a picture of it. And I will put a picture of it up on TikTok as well. When I came on here first, I talked about doing a whiteboard and having your key figures up there on the whiteboard for your year ahead. But I also asked you to put up 3 things that, if they happen this year, would make a huge difference, an absolute huge difference to your whole year. And they make a huge difference to your company, make a huge difference to you, and make a huge difference to where your business is going, and how it's looked at by suppliers and credit and the customers. So, and these 3 things I asked to put up on the whiteboard are probably things that at the moment seem unrealistic and you will not hit, right? That you will not hit them. But they're up on the whiteboard and you see them every day. Well, what I ask people to do on a Monday is, first of all, you'll have your to-do list to do for the week. And it could be to get new business, it could be to get money in, it could be to chase customers, it could be to get as many jobs done, all that type of normal stuff. What I ask you to do on a Monday is very simple. If you can imagine a ladder, and every step of the ladder, I break it down into 3. You have your bronze, your silver, and your gold. That you're doing things every Monday, or you're putting stuff on your to-do list on the Monday, that if you have it done by the Friday, and have one thing, that will move you up that ladder towards the gold. And the gold is hitting one or all of those 3 things that you have on your list for a whole year, that if you did hit them, it would completely change your business. Completely and utterly change your business. It would change yourself. It would change where your company is going. It will change everything for you. It will move you on maybe 4 or 5 years in your business goals. So the one thing I would say to you today on your to-do list, put in one thing, just one thing, that if you did it this week, would get you up one step further on that ladder. So if your goal, for argument's sake, was to buy another company to add on to your company, say you're going to do an acquisition, well, maybe the goal today is you're going to reach out to someone who maybe knows a company that you would be interested in. Maybe that's the initial step you're going to do today. Or maybe there's a certain supplier of a certain product that if you had that in your portfolio of products, it would actually move your company up and move it onto a new level. So maybe your goal this week that you want to put on your LinkedIn, on your to-do list today, is very simply, you want to link to someone on LinkedIn, and that person then, when they accept your connection, you're going to ask them, maybe would we have time for a cup of coffee? It could be someone, maybe this supplier is a big company, And maybe you decide, well, if I can contact the marketing director, or contact who's in sales, or contact customer support, or contact someone who's over the product or that area of the company, it will get you one step closer to that supplier working with you. Or it could be a customer that you want. A customer that if you had this customer, it would move your business way up the ladder. So again, visualize the ladder, visualize bronze, silver, gold. So because it's the beginning of January, you may be on the bronze step, right? So you're on one of the first steps. So you're going to put something on your to-do list this week that if by Friday you had it done, if you had it done by Friday, it would make a huge, huge difference to your whole week and move you in the direction of that one of the 3 goals that you have on your list. Now, again, it could be just, as I said, it could be maybe a company you want to buy to get more turnover. Maybe it's a certain customer that you need. That if you had that customer and the business from that customer, how business see you in the trade, how your present customers see you, how your suppliers see you, how your bank sees you, will change the look and feel of your whole company and will make you feel fantastic. And it may move your company up a notch. So the challenge today is, what is that? What is that one thing for this week that you're going to put on your to-do list? That if you did it this week, it will keep that momentum going for you to hit that major goal. And as I said, it could be getting a new customer. It could be maybe there's a certain person you'd like to join your company as a sales director or a marketing director. And maybe this week you're going to put on your to-do list that you're actually going to make a phone call and hopefully speak to the person or leave a message about having a cup of coffee with him or her. And maybe that there's a certain company in social media that you want to work with to take over all your social media marketing. Or maybe if you want to develop an e-commerce platform or an e-commerce site and you just haven't got around to doing it because you haven't got the right person or the right people and the right company for doing it, maybe won't deal with someone of your size. But maybe today is the day or this is the week. If you put that one thing down, that you're going to reach out to that company, make a phone call and say, hi, my name is, I'd be interested in doing business with you. Would you be interested in giving me a quote for X? Or maybe if you want a certain person on your board of directors. If you have a board of directors, maybe there's a certain person you would like as your chairman. Someone who, if you told someone you were going to have this person as your chairman, they'd actually laugh at you and say, why would that person be with you? I remember when we had the advertising company, we had a very well-known businessman who we wanted as our chairman. And he had a fantastic reputation. It was Pascal Taggart. And he had a fantastic reputation. He still has a fantastic reputation. He's a fantastic businessman. He's fantastic for motivating people and for doing deals. And we said if we had him as our chairman, among our banks, people who funded us, among our customers, and among our suppliers, it would make a major statement if he joined our board of directors as our chairman. And we made a phone call and we started the conversation. People at that stage would have said, we have no way of getting him to join our board of directors as a chairman. That was an impossible thing that would happen. But it happened. He joined our board as our chairman. And did some fantastic work for us. So you need to put down on your to-do list this week, and it's very important. And if you have a normal diary or something with all the things you're going to do this week and today, just have that up at the very top and highlight it. And if you're someone who every day moves anything left on the to-do list over to the next page of the diary, always move that over as well and highlight it in yellow with a highlight marker until it's done. Because you never know, even once you have it up there, that maybe you're going to a networking function this week. And just maybe you'll be sitting at the table of someone that may know that company or that supplier or that person. or may mention that company, that supplier, or that person, and you've been in the room and saying, "Hi, do you know that company? Would you be able to put me in touch with them? Would you be able to tell me who's the right person to speak to regarding me taking on their product?" And many companies, when they take on a new product from maybe a blue chip supplier, it changes the whole customer profile, because now they can chase other companies that may have not done business with them because they weren't carrying a certain range of products. And not every supplier will go where every customer. Certain suppliers are very, very choosy who do you want to sell the product and who do you want to do business with. So maybe, just maybe, that if you win this supplier, it would change how your company looks, how your company feels. It would change everything for you. So, as I said, when in my mentoring work and my workshop work, I always tell people to have this ladder, and they can visualize it, or I do give a copy at the workshops, and I tell them to make sure every week, as I said, they write down what that main goal of the week is, their golden goal of the week. That gets them moving closer to that huge goal for the week and for the year. So the question is, what is that goal for you for the week? And sometimes it's not easy to think about. Sometimes you have to sit down, have a cup of coffee, and work out backwards. Well, if I want him as my chairman, what are the steps I need to get through to get to that person who I think may not talk to me because maybe I think my company is too small, but I would still like to get in front of him to talk to him. I remember many years ago when I first started out, I wanted to buy a certain business building in Dundrum Bowl, to open a certain business in it. And another company had been there and they had moved out. So I made it my business to find out who was the main man financing that company. And I found out who he was. And I put it on my list that I wanted to have a cup of coffee with that person. So eventually I found through different ways, I found out this person's phone number. I rang them and they invited me out for lunch. And I told them what my idea was. And they said no, that they wouldn't finance me and it was a bad move. And he told me that the building I was looking at was the wrong building for me because it kept flooding. And that's why they had moved out to me. So he gave me an awful lot of history about the building, of why I should not go into that building. And he saved me making a huge mistake. A huge mistake. But I didn't do that business, but I went to work for him. And I learned an awful lot from him over a period of time, from other businesses that he was involved in, to help me with my own businesses as I opened them up. So if someone had said to me at that stage, Mark, the chances of you talking to that individual was slim to none, and I had to listen to them, I wouldn't have got all the experience that I got from that individual. So have that thing on your to-do list today. Have that goal item. There could be even, maybe you want to move to a new building. Maybe there's a building you have seen and you would love to know what the rent is, what the lease is, but maybe you're thinking, well, I can't afford it. But have you made the first phone call to speak to the agent? Have you made an offer on the building? Like, we all put things outside of our comfort zone. We all believe everything is outside our comfort zone except what we're doing now. But you'd be amazed that if you go to a landlord and the building's been empty for a while and you say to them, can I have 6 months rent free or a year's rent free, or this is what I can afford this year, we'll increase the rent next year by 5% and the year after. He may say yes. He or she may say, okay, the owner of the building may say, yeah, I can work with that. That sounds like a good plan. I can do that. So having that goal there is to push you to see what can you do. What can you do that would make a difference? And that's important. What can you do that will make a difference? This week, so as I said, you have your 3 gold nuggets that if you hit them for the year, it will change the look and feel of your business. On a weekly basis, you're going to have one goal, super goal, that if you did it this week, gets you one step closer to those 3 golden nuggets happening. And you need to decide, what is it this week? So as well as the normal stuff of getting new customers, as well as the normal stuff for chasing money that's due in, as well as the normal stuff of getting maybe your workforce organised or doing a marketing initiative this week or a social media initiative, the normal day-to-day stuff is the normal day-to-day stuff that's on your to-do list. That's all the normal stuff. I'm talking about something special. That if you did this one thing special every week, will make a huge difference to you and your business. But also, it will definitely make a huge difference to you because it gives you so much confidence. Because when we got Pascal as our chairman, it completely transformed who we were in the advertising business. Because having someone with that caliber and that name made a huge statement to our customers and also our bankers. Our bankers, Genie Mackers, they thought we were living in dreamland. They were now dealing with one of the top business people in Ireland via our company. And they used to ask me every week, can we go for lunchroom? Can we go for lunchroom? Because if they were seen with him, they believed that would lift their reputation up, be seen having lunch with this well-known, successful business person. And that's what I did for our company. Even when we went for our pitches to win business, and we told people who our board of directors were and who was involved in the company, many of them said, oh, he's your chairman. It lifted us up to a certain level. So if you run your own business or you're a senior manager in our company, you will definitely have something that if you did all the small steps every week, that at the end of the year, if you had this one thing that someone would say now was impossible or was outside your comfort zone or would never happen, or someone who will say they will never deal with someone of your size, or they will say you're not the type of company they'll deal with, or someone said you'll never be in that office because it's too expensive and it's too high profile and it just isn't for you. Something that will make a difference to you and your business. So make it happen. Put that one item today. And that's why I do workshops on this. I push people to do the 3 things for the year. And when I mentor people, I push them to have 3 things, at least maximum 3 things, that if those 3 things happen in the whole year, that will completely change who they are and who their business is. Right? Completely and utterly change what they and who they are. So the question this morning is, what is that one thing that could get you on the road to reshaping your business and reshaping you and reshaping who you are? What is it? Only you can decide that. But I'm challenging you this morning. I'm going to challenge you every Monday morning, because this show is on every weekday from 7:30 a.m. on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. So I'm here every weekday morning. I'm hoping you will be here. But every Monday I will say to you, do you have your one goal up there for the week? And I'd love to know on a Friday, did you do it? Did you make the phone call? Did you connect with that person on LinkedIn? Did you ring that landlord? Did you ring someone who might know that person that if you bought their company would completely transform your business now? That if you added that company onto you, that maybe you'll double your turnover. Maybe it will give you access to customers that you wouldn't have normally got access to. Maybe you get access to a whole new management team. Maybe you give you access to a whole new suite of products, a whole new level of expertise. But what is it today, that golden to do for the week, that you're going to make sure by Friday, between now and Friday, you're going to do it? And I challenge you to actually do it, because you know something, it will make it so much easier that next Monday you'll have another one, because you'll be so buzzed up because you did it. You actually did it. So I hope you have a great Monday. For everyone on LinkedIn, YouTube and Instagram, we're going to be going off air now in a few minutes. As promised, we only keep this about 20 minutes because everyone has a very busy day and it's Monday. If you're on TikTok, we stay on for a few more minutes. But I do hope you take the time to do that one thing today. I do hope that when you look at your to-do list, that you're sitting down now looking at what you have to do today, that you actually put that one thing and make it way outside your comfort zone. Just push yourself. It's only one thing for the whole week you have to do. And you know something, when you do that one thing, and as I said, whether it's a phone call, whether it's a connection request, whether it's walking into a company saying, hi, I'm so-and-so, any chance I could talk to your sales director, it will change you completely. You now have a new comfort zone. You now have moved yourself forward. And just remember, if you hit all those three golden nuggets for the year, by the end of the year, who you are now and who you are then will be so far apart and so far ahead that you wonder why it took you so long to make those changes, why it took you so long to do those things, right? And that's important. So thanks for joining me this morning on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Instagram. I really appreciate it. And don't forget, we're on every weekday from 7:30 a.m. for about 20 minutes. If you missed any of the shows, they're all on YouTube, and it's at Mind's Eye Education. And we're also, if you're looking for it as a podcast, so you can listen to when you're out running, out walking, in the car, on the train, on the bus, or while you're sitting at the desk, just go on to it wherever you get your podcasts and put in my name, Mark Beggs, or Mark Listens To, and they will all come up every day. In about an hour after the show, they're all up as a podcast. So they're all there for you to listen to. So thanks so much for everybody joining me on LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. I really appreciate it.